So why was this drug war declared? Because Ronald Reagan wanted to make good on campaign promises to get tough on a group of people who had not so subtly been defined as black or brown in the media and the political discourse. The war on drugs and the Get Tough movement was part of a Republican Party strategy, known as the Southern strategy, of using racially coded get tough appeals on issues of crime and welfare to appeal to poor and working class whites, particularly in the South, who were threatened by, resentful of, anxious about many of the gains of African Americans in the civil rights movement. Poor and working class whites, had their world rocked by the civil rights movement. Wealthy whites could send their kids to private schools and give their kids all the advantages that wealth had to offer. But it was poor and working class whites whose kids might potentially be subject to a desegregation order. It was their kids who were going to be having to compete for the first time on equal terms with this whole group of people that they've been taught their whole lives to believe were inferior to them for, decent jobs. And this anxiety and resentment was fertile ground for politicians who wanted to exploit those racial divisions. And pollsters and political strategists found that by using get tough rhetoric on issues of crime and welfare, that they could persuade poor and working class whites in the South to defect from the Democratic New Deal coalition and join the Republican Party in droves. Well, the Reagan administration got